Their investigating team probing whether prices for security upgrades at Zuma's Nkandla residence were inflated needs more time, and diplomatic efforts to avoid another armed conflict in the DRC will be intensified. Ambosisiwa Khatebo with the latest news update. Public Works Minister Thulas Nxesi says the investigating team probing whether prices for security upgrades at President Jacob Zuma's Nkandla residence were inflated needs more time to do their work. Nxesi, accompanied by Public Works MECs, visited a community clinic under construction at Shongweni, west of Durban, as part of MINMAC activities. The president's residential upgrades have sparked criticism from opposition parties, accusing the department of wasting taxpayers' money. Nxesi says the investigation team won't meet the initial deadline.
I want to emphasize it's very important that we be comprehensive in dealing with the issues. Initially, I'd estimated for 2 to 3 weeks, but it's clear now I've not been able to meet that deadline. Those who are engaged in this particular process might need an extra week. That's the preliminary report which they've given me. But let me assure the South African public, I will share the outcomes of that report once it's available.
The first book detailing the events of the Marikana tragedy has been launched by the SA Council of Churches President Joe Sioka at the University of Johannesburg. More than 30 Lonmin mine workers who were on the copy on August 16, when 34 people died, were interviewed by a research team from the university. Co-author Peter Alexander says the aim of the book is to show the tragedy from the mine workers' perspective. He says their work did not aim to be neutral, but to showcase the victim's side. COSATU in Gauteng has warned that should government implement the controversial e-tolling system, they will mobilize their counterparts in other provinces to join them in further protests. Yesterday, the Trade Union Federation embarked on a drive slow protest along major routes in Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni on Gauteng's East Rand. Protesters in both demonstrations spent more than 9 hours on the road, driving at speeds of 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. COSATU's Dumisani Dakile.
I think as far as I'm concerned, it's a success, but it's a beginning of number of other mass rolling action that are coming.
And lastly, diplomatic efforts to avoid another armed conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo will be intensified when SADC leaders meet in the Tanzanian capital, Dar es Salaam. The meeting is aimed at getting a lasting solution to the political and security situation in eastern DRC. President Jacob Zuma will join his counterparts from Tanzania and Namibia for the 2-day SADC Troika Summit, which resumes this morning. Catch the latest news on the hour on SABC radio stations and on Newsbreak Option 1.